roommate just got home and this is more awkward than I wanted it to be. What's up guys, it's Anna. This week is gonna be a little bit different from the past few because it's gonna be a little bit more of a serious topic. So, how do I start this? Basically, I wanna talk about a previous relationship that I was in. Sort of as an informative measure because I don't want anybody else to have to go through what I went through. And I was very naive in this relationship, so I want other people to be able to see some of the signs that I didn't see at the beginning and be able to get out and not spend their time investing in a person that they shouldn't be. Oh god, this is gonna be difficult. I just want to give a little disclaimer to start off that I use the word sociopath a little bit loosely because this person has not technically been diagnosed as a sociopath. However, I did see a therapist for a while, and based on the stories that I told her about things that had happened and ways that this person treated me and such, things that they would say, she said that though she doesn't want to diagnose without doing a full evaluation, this person does meet the criteria for a sociopath, and that's why I'm using the term sociopath and emotional abuse going hand in hand. I also want to say that I have done some research about this, read a bunch of articles, one of which I found very helpful, and I will put the link in the description, and I'm sort of basing a lot of what I'm going to be talking about in this video on that research that I've done as well. Okay, so something that sociopaths often do whenever they're getting into relationships with people who are normal, I use that term very loosely as well, is that they will make sure that they read the person very well and provide every little thing that that person could possibly want in a relationship down to a T so that that person feels like this is the best relationship they've ever been in. That sort of causes the normal person to fall in love with the sociopath, and after that it's a really hard thing to get out of. For me personally, it was difficult because while I was in it, I didn't even realize that this person was sort of hacking away at me, at my personality, at my confidence, because it was so minimal at first that my confidence level just very, very slowly went down like this. And so by the time I got down here, I couldn't even realize why I was feeling so bad about myself because I hadn't seen it happening. It literally took me years to realize how much damage had been done. And part of this also goes hand in hand with making you feel like you need this person to survive, sort of thing. So as they're nicking away at your confidence, you feel less independent and in turn feel more dependent on this other person, and they make you feel like without them, you're nothing. Along with this, a characteristic of being a sociopath is consistent pathological lying. And when somebody is doing this so consistently, it's hard to tell the truth from the lies. And then also on top of that, they're so good at it that they know how to imitate somebody who is telling the truth. In my personal situation, this person was so good at lying that I could know something was a lie for a fact and they could still convince me that they were telling the truth. That's how good sociopaths are at lying. You know, as things progress, there was this irrational fear that was instilled in me, and that fear is what keeps you in the relationship because it's a fear of not being able to do things on your own and a fear of what that person will do to you if you leave. Some things that were said to me even after the relationship was over, in a very recent phone call actually, was you better not post anything else about me online or I will destroy you before you even get started. You know how petty I can be and you know what I'm capable of. I chose to let certain things slide, but do something again and you know I will ruin you. These sort of things really do instill a fear in you that this person is going to isolate you from everyone else in your life. But it's completely irrational because those people are not gonna leave you because of something somebody else said, number one, if they really are truly your friends. And number two, nobody has that much power over you. That's something that you need to keep in mind. It always becomes a control game for the sociopath in the relationship because they'll make you feel like everything is your fault, and often in return, you'll try and keep things as harmonious as possible because you don't want to be left, because you can't do life on your own. So it just becomes a huge circle. The problem with being in a relationship with a sociopath is that they feed off of emotion, and a relationship is almost entirely emotional. So no matter what reaction you give to them, whether it be angry, mad, sad, happy, they know you're still in. And when they know you're still in, they know they can still have some sort of power and control over you, and they can go back to that circle and just keep things going over and over and over again. And that's what makes it so hard to get out of it. One thing that specifically happened to me is that this person would convince me that my memories were false, and I would start believing in false realities over and over again. They made me feel like I had the worst memory ever. I never knew what was going on. I read things wrong, etc., etc. The list goes on and on. But the thing is, no normal person is that bad at all human things, I guess. But because they're trying to keep that control over you, they want to make you feel like you are and belittle you so that they can keep you under their spell, sort of. It's not a casual connection. It's a deep, deep, madly in love feeling that you don't want to ever end, because it's this fairy tale that we've created in our heads, or this fairy tale that we've created in our reality now, because half of what's going on just isn't true at all. The problem is that this becomes emotionally abusive. For me personally, there wasn't only all of these things in our own relationship that happened to where I was feeling very bad about myself because of the things that this person would say to me, or say that I was terrible at, or say that I wasn't good enough at in the relationship, but there was also lying about financials, lying about other girls and cheating, lying about family matters, there was lying about friend matters, there was lying about career matters. It was just everything all together, and I believed these lies wholeheartedly for years. So it became an issue even more so than calling them out on all the things that they had done wrong, but calling myself out on being so naive and believing in all of them too. It took a lot for me to realize, number one, that all of the things that had been happening were lies. Number two, become okay with it. And number three, admit it not only to myself, but to all the people around me. Because I had worked so hard on presenting this great persona of a relationship to other people that telling them that things weren't great and were so far from it was very difficult, but also telling them that I played a hand in perpetuating these lies, or admitting that I was played so hard for so many years became a very embarrassing thing. One thing that I wanted you to take away from this video though is that you cannot blame yourself. That's what the other person will always make you think. So when you're getting out of it, in turn you'll feel that way again, but it really is not your fault. Things do get better after you get out of it. You will regain that self-confidence, or gain it if you've never had it, and you will turn your life around. The hardest part is admitting that it's not right and getting out of it. And I hope that this video will help you see some of those things if they are in your relationship, and help you to realize that it is something that you need to leave. There are so many fish in the sea, right? So why be with one like that? I'll put the link to that article I was discussing in the description, as well as links to all my social media. Please go follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. Hit the little bell so you get a notification every time that I post. Most videos are a little bit more lighthearted than this video, but I thought this was important to make. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
I was blinded 'cause your love was imprisoned in me.